Seismic happened on June 10th and the 11th at the BRICS Foreign Ministers meeting. 59 new countries announced plans to join BRICS. And during the meeting, they agreed to an astonishing $78 billion in bilateral trade deals. They publicly announced plans to ditch the US dollar also at this meeting for local currencies in cross-border transactions. They made this announcement. We're done. We're done using the US dollar. This is game over, folks.
Shalom Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to your hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word and truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, coming at you with a major announcement. This is one of many woes that are going to be coming to the United States, which is, in this case, an economic collapse and pretty much devaluation, if not total collapse of the US dollar. Because if you've been following anything that's been going on with the BRICS nations, Saudi Arabia, Ethiopia, United Arab Emirates, Egypt, a couple other countries, I don't have my notes right in front of me, but I have them written down, had joined this year, and in this case you have 58 other united countries, and the list will come out later. I'm actually just hearing about this right now. I did not know that there was a BRICS meeting going on, but now everybody's reporting on it. Things take a little bit of time to come out fully, but this actually happened June 10th and the 11th. So I actually went over to the Russian website to see what they were saying, and I want to get some scriptures to set off the tone, because like I said, the thing is not devaluation of the dollar. It is almost a complete collapse, to where if you know anything about the Weimar Republic, which is the government that was in charge of Germany after World War I, and their reparations for the consequences of World War I were astronomical payments that their citizens had to make to certain countries, to the point where their country was, taking wheelbarrows of their own money just to buy a couple things of bread. Or more recently, what happened in Venezuela, with the collapse and the hyperinflation of their currency, and then there's also, many other cases of paper-backed currencies. Because when you have no money that's backed by gold, silver, or any tangible things, it's not worth anything other than the buying and selling and the acceptance of it. So once everybody stops accepting that money, it immediately loses its value. You can't go and say, okay, well, the dollar's done, let me go get my gold out my bank, at least I got that. No, nothing is backed behind the US dollar. People think that they can exchange their money to the bank and get some gold out for it. No, it doesn't work that way anymore. That's what it was introduced as, but that's not what it is today, because there's no gold, to exchange it for. It's been taken down from the silver standard, which was, during the Nixon era. And then JFK got assassinated because he wanted to reinstate it, because this is a planned collapse. This is all, of course, by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, using Esau to bring in, the New World Order, so-called. But this is all according to prophecy, in the sense that this has to happen, and to stay on point, this US dollar is going to happen because these countries are ultimately going to just drop it. Like I said, I went over to the Russian news, and this was the article that they had, and it is very powerful, and I'm going to read through it a little quickly. But this is BRICS 2024, June 10th through the 11th, as you can see. And this was, there was 58 additional countries that wanted to join, not including the countries that had already joined this year. So you had the already included members plus the ones that are going. So it's more than 58. This is BRICS Foreign Ministers meeting was held on June 10th and 11th in Nizhny Novgorod. It's in Russia. Foreign ministers of BRICS countries discussed the issues of the multipolar world order, regional crisis, and countering the latest challenges and threats, being the US dollar and the West hegemony, which the West being, the NATO, EU, and also the United States being the main, head of the snake, so the head of the beast per se. But this is the development prospects of strategic partnerships within BRICS, including establishment of the new partner state category, were also discussed. So like a member that's not fully a member, but just a trade partner. The meeting included an extended session with participation of the ministers of foreign affairs of global South and global East countries. And so there was something I read down here that was, okay, that was it. The point being, they want to discuss the issues of the multipolar world order, and that is the main powers, which would be Russia, China, United States, being the main superpowers in this case of the world, and now those that have nuclear weapons, but the point being is that ultimately, all these people that United States has been wrongdoing, using their money as a weapon against these other countries by putting tariffs on them, putting taxes on them, making them buy certain products for certain prices, pretty much being a big bully on the block. And so now these countries have come together and are using the same tactic against Babylon the Great, aka America, by attacking them not full force with a direct attack, but attacking them to where it's going to hurt them even worse, which is their pocket, the dollar, their whole life. If these Babylonians didn't have their money and their way of life, man, they have no faith, they have no skills. They're used to the suburbs, and getting fat and being entertained. They'll eat each other when they're put in these situations. So they know if they attack their money and put the Americans in hardships, and they'll do the dirty work for them, lack of better words, because this place will turn into a chaos, purge-like society. But the scriptures I want to bring to that, showing you that Babylon the Great ultimately is going to get backstabbed. In this case, it's open, because these countries are openly saying, yeah, we're a part of BRICS. We're not going to settle any trade agreements with the U.S. dollar. It's an open slap in the face, because they don't fear, the Babylonian, superpowers like they did, because now Russia is against them. Russia has, things, North Korea, China, these are strong, powerful countries that can not be bullied. This is Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, which is like even to the beginning, like the very, hey man, the border is the beginning or end of something, so they brought them right to the end. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and that's ultimately, being all America's allies and so-called world trade partners, which they're not really partners. They're just forced to do deals with Babylon the Great, or their country's going to get Gaddafi'd. Their country's going to get Saddam Hussein. Their country's going to get infiltrated, an economic hitman, to where their whole country turns into a spiral of chaos. Their whole family gets murdered, if they don't go along with the political, go along to get along that Babylon bullies every other country with. Salakia, It says, the men that were, a little long-winded, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So it said, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. That's because, hey, they still getting rich off Babylon the Great at the same time, but they're going to be the same ones to be like, hey, fuck it. Lack of better words, we're gonna still shoot these missiles over, but ultimately it's gonna be Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and the angels that are guiding those missiles exactly where they need to go, shooting them off exactly at the time they need to be shot off, even though they're using, Esau, Edom, these men to do it. Verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount. out of the mount of Esau. So, hey man, Esau is, hey man, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, which is the world ruler in this present time, pursuing to oldie but goldie, Job 9 and 24. The earth, because the wicked, the people in power, the ones that are going to get messed up, are going to be those so-called wicked men. The descendants of Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, and the other European nations or whatever they're calling themselves, whether they're Russian, whether they're German, even though they're different sections of the same race, they are different and they are all the same. You know, different in this, and that sounds confusing. Different in the sense of they call themselves Russians, we're not like you, or they call themselves Swedish. Oh, we have a way different culture. No, they're all Esau, Edom. Even though they're flying a different flag, they're all different, but they're the same forefather. You know, so just want to clarify that. You know, this is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You know, the complete breakdown. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, being Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, being Yahweh giving Esau, Edom that, you know, authority. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, meaning he covereth and changes the history of the judges. And who are the judges? The Israelites, you know, through iconoclasm, through lies, you know, through false narratives that he's pushed for hundreds and thousands of years. If not, where and who is he? So if Esau Edom ain't putting himself as a so-called God Almighty, you know, saying that he's the number one and he looks like the creator, all the angels look like him, and he's, you know, all these things, man. This is the amount of disrespect is astronomical. No other nation has proclaimed that much pride against, you know, the Heavenly Father more than Esau Edom. That's why he's called the base man. You know, and because there's been accounts in other captivities that we've been in where these other nations allow Israel to still, you know, worship the Most High the way that they need to. But Esau Edom completely took our language, took our, you know, heritage, took our names, gave us, you know, 12 different nationalities, you know, and didn't stop calling us the Israelites, you know, all these things. But, you know, these other nations, you know, this is the only captivity that we forgot who we were, you know, lack of better words. You know, so that's who we know, exactly who it is, through process of elimination. You know, so again, the people that are running this place is, hey man, the wicked. You know, this was just on Google. You know, the Chinese has their own little thing talking about the same thing. Turkey, Thailand, you know, we'll see what countries show up for the actual, how do you say, application to become a member of the BRICS, because as you see, we read that certain countries want to be trade partners, which means they're still probably being, how do you say, intimidated by fully leaving the protection of Babylon the Great, you know, because I know Mexico was one of those countries that also applied. You know, so there's a lot going on in the economic sense, but all this is pointing to the collapse of the dollar, and you know what? The charagma. That's what's next, man, because that charagma has to be made, you know, and pushed before these nuclear missiles start to fly. So, Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying to this major news announcement that, hey, man, these things are happening, and this is just another token of evidence that we can use and filter through the scriptures to show exactly what prophecy said was going to happen. You know, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all you, hopefully like Akim out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. You know, keep laboring, keep pushing, keep persevering, keep the faith. You know, till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.